press. You're welcome to Chrisland University. We are here because of a press conference in relation to our Maiden Convocation. I prefer to use the word maiden rather than press. The Maiden Convocation, and we are excited, delighted, grateful to God for making it possible to run through what I call one cycle. So Chrisland University has run one cycle of its program and has successfully produced graduates with bachelor's degree after 4 sessions spanning over average of 4 years. So we are here to talk about our success story as we plan for the convocation this week. That's why we are here. For the convocation program, I believe it has started already with this press conference. So I can actually call it day 1. The press conference is day 1. On Wednesday, we have our Maiden Convocation lecture by a renowned professor, the former executive secretary of NUC, Professor Peter Okebokola. And he will be talking to us on building a world-class university in Africa, the role of private universities. I'm sure that speaks a lot to every one of us. Chrisland University is set up to build world-class people. It's a world-class institution. And we want him to give us a message on that theme. Chrisland University definitely is working towards becoming a world-class. So that lecture, we told the path, we show us the pathway to follow. And there is no other person to give it than Professor Okebokola, who is renowned in this area, is renowned in ranking of universities, who want to be well ranked as well. And the chairman for that occasion is Emeritus Professor Nimi Briggs, which is also a popular figure in academia in Nigeria. On Thursday, our Chancellor will be receiving a chieftaincy title from none other than the Alake of Baland, Oba Adedotun Aremu Gbadebo III. I mean, he promised us a while ago that anytime you want to have your convocation, just let me know. A day before your convocation, I want to give this great woman a chieftaincy title because she has championed education in Nigeria for over 42 years. She's run Chrisland's group of schools from nursery now to university, and through her many people have been educated and they are working and performing wonders world over. She has contributed a lot to education sector. And that is High Chief Dr. Mrs. Winifred Awoshika OON. So Thursday is devoted to celebrate her. And after that, we come here to have a luncheon and a lunch of our documentary and other activities will take place on that day. And then on Friday, the 1st of November, is the convocation. The convocation, award of first degrees and presentation of prizes. Well, it might interest you that we are graduating 7 people. I mean, but the world is going to celebrate this 7. 7 is a perfect number. It's a number for perfection. Okay? And we are not afraid, or we are not discouraged. Chrisland School started with 5 children, the nursery school. So we are not losing hope. And today, Chrisland schools is spread in many places in Lagos and Abuja and Ondo, and they are still spreading. So we are graduating 7, and that means a lot to us. You know, the number of perfections. And you know why we are celebrating them? For these 7 to agree and their parents to come to a brand new university when they had other choices. It also meant they believed in the founder and the pedigree and all that. I mean, to us, they are stars. So we call them the release of stars. The release of 7 stars. And again, we have a great Nigerian giving out a talk on that day. And that is the former governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi. He will be here on November 1 to give us a talk on creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship, a critical intersection for economic development in Africa. This is one university where we want to graduate students with 2 certificates rather. Their bachelor's degrees and a professional certification in entrepreneurship, either diploma or certificate. So again, he will give us the pathway to this. Just like the convocation lecture will give us a pathway to high ranking. And then on Saturday, we want to give back to the community, our community social responsibility. The entire university staff and students are going to do a walk for charity. We'll walk for charity and we'll visit one of the homes in Abeokuta, the Buster juvenile home. We're going to give them gifts. We're going to give them a short-term gift as well as long-term. We plan to give them some immediate gifts and then in the near future renovate their library so that they can have an enabling environment to also study. And then on Sunday, to God be the glory is our Thanksgiving. After everything, we give thanks to God. So that's the convocation Thanksgiving. And the Bishop of Egba Diocese, the Right Reverend Emmanuel Adekunle, will be the guest preacher for that day. And that is the day we'll return all thanks. We'll sing, "Now thank we all our God." Thank you. That's in a nutshell.
Because some others would have waited, probably combine the graduation ceremony with the number they have, but you believe in that 7 and there must be a reason for it. What stands you out, the school?
Well, what stands us out is the fact that in Chrisland University everybody has different motto. We have our vision and mission, and which is to build a world-class institution, an institution that will raise the 21st, if not 22nd generation of graduates that will go out there to make impact and shine the light in the midst of darkness. So our motto is intellectual radiance. As we gather information, as we train the students, they're going out there to radiate light, radiate solution, radiate innovation. University is called universal. It has that word universal. So they are not going to be limited to the confines of Nigeria. They can also be in Nigeria and make impact all over the world, or they can be elsewhere and make impact as well. In Chrisland University, we celebrate our little beginnings. It's a university culture that at the end of every session, you should graduate students. In anywhere, in advanced countries, you graduate them, even if they are 1, even if they are 2. Why do you want to delay them? It would be unfair to delay them because they have actually believed in us by coming here. So we give honor to whom honor is due. So it's their right time to be to convocate. So they will convocate. Like now is their right time to go on youth call. You cannot say they cannot go on youth call because they're few. So I think it's the normal university culture for them to graduate.
There's been comments about the numbers of private universities in Nigeria, and some people believe that there are instances where some of them have been accused of trading money, or trading certificates with money, certificates. Would you agree with people who argue in this line? And secondly, what's the perspective to the policy of government as regards to private universities in Nigeria?
Starts with the first question. You mentioned Einstein and solving of problems. I have been privileged to undertake what I call transformational leadership. I've been coached, and I'm also a coach for transformational leadership, and that was one person we studied. You know, you also cannot do the same thing over and over again and expect a change, and so that drives me a lot. Transformational leadership is a driving force for me. I met challenges. There are challenges in life. It's only when you die that you stop having challenges. So I'm going to be 2 years very soon on this seat. So one challenge was that I didn't start the university, and I met the university in a way that needed proper structuring, not even necessarily restructuring this time around, but proper structuring. A university that needs the academic culture, a university that needs a proper foundation. They have had their highs and lows. Prior to the time I came, they had both VCs, or would I say non-substantive or acting VCs, about 3 of them. So you see, there was a university that was hungry for structure, for foundation. Of course, there were students, they were already in their 3rd year. And of course, coming from University of Ibadan, I knew and I could sense the gaps. So I set to work immediately. First, where are the rules and regulations? We had to look at them. They needed to be obeyed. So that was one of the first things we did. Rules and regulations must be obeyed by the students, most especially. So we used that to straighten things up. You know, some students didn't like it. I remember two parents removed their children just because we want to maintain law and order in the university. So, again, we had few students, and we had 57 students, and we're already in the 3rd year. I felt that was too low, and then we gave it a drive, and within a few months, by the time we were matriculating, we were about 103, and today we are hitting 240. And we are just going to be 4 years in January. So it may not be too high, but I think we are 5 times the number that I meant.
What plans have you made, or what plans are you making as a university for these 7 stars that will be released on Friday to not be caught in the web of unemployment? That is 1. Then 2, for the educational policy, you said Chrisland University is trying to build a world-class university in Africa, especially in Nigeria. So I would like you to tell us, ma'am, how do you go about it? How do you intend to achieve all these things? Itemize it, please, like one after the other. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
An addition, ma'am. Still on the 7 stars. I think the only students were admitted at that time. What happened? Why are you saying?
Thank you. All right, so I'll start with the entrepreneurship. The level of unemployment in Nigeria is high, it's about 24. I'm sure that's being conservative, about 24%. Level of poverty is high. There's what I call the numbers, the positive numbers. I mean, the numbers of status of any nation is very important. For Nigeria and Africa is poor. When you talk about mortality rate, unemployment, insecurity, all sorts of things, life expectancy, GDP, just name it, they are all what? Very low. We are down, ease of doing business, down there. And of course, unemployment is one area that is leading to crime, leading to insecurity, and so on. And so, in this present day world, not necessarily Nigeria, entrepreneurship is important. Tied to entrepreneurship is innovation, skills, technovation, and etc. So we are teaching the students to know how to be employers of labor, not to depend on someone or a job waiting somewhere. Yes. And then somebody talked about educational policy. Maybe I didn't get that.
Yes. NUC regulation.
Okay, the NUC regulation. The more I work closely with the NUC and what they do, the more I appreciate what they do. The more initially, being in UI, just these people have come to, disturb your peace. But I realize the importance of what it is really a regulatory body. If they are not there, a lot of things will go wrong. At least they call it benchmark. So that the universities will have some sort of minimum. If a student graduates from Chrisland University and is not able to compete with others from UI or Covenant, then something is wrong. NUC won't come here to teach. So you still need the internal strengthening. But whatever NUC is doing should be maintained. The only thing we will ask is that they should ask on variant. We are not wearing the same uniform. And they agree to that. If I'm going to teach nursing, it doesn't mean it must be 100% all over the country. They should give us that minimum benchmark, and then we can add our own flavor to it. In trying to make us a world-class institution, he asked what we are doing. We are doing a lot. We can do that by attracting world-class staff. World-class does not mean you are not a Nigerian. By the time you look at the CVs of the professors or the people with us, he is a Fulbright scholar, Professor Adegoke. He is a Fulbright scholar. Professor Madragu is a fellow of Academy of Science. Okay, we have Professor Omaji here. He came all the way from Australia. Today he's a VC in another university. We have Professor Tubando, Professor Montale. They are world-class figures. That's one way. Attract world-class staff. Also, through memoranda of understanding.